What's up? It's your girl, Naylife Filler, back with another your regular entertainer. If your booty don't stink, make sure you go ahead and light this video up. If you ain't no hater or just a regular supporter, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Good job.
And turn on that bell so you be the first one notified whenever I post a banger. And comment down below what you want to see next. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm so hyped up. But comment down below what y'all want to see next. Let's go. And don't forget, guys, I need y'all to subscribe to the channel. Because as soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, y'all guys is getting a gift from me. Let's go. Alright, I have no idea why I was so hyped up. But maybe because this video is so good. Well, I don't even know if it's good for real. But this is the stuff like, I be watching, like, you be sitting there at freaking 3 o'clock in the morning, you just be like, what? But yeah, this is kind of video. These are special kind of people, like, very different, very different. Some of these people been in the circus. You probably never seen these kind of people a day in your life. But we finna check this out, though. We finna get into the video, we finna check it out. And we about to discover some stuff that we probably never even seen a day in our life. But this is very educational. So, and these are some people that you may not know that was even on this earth or whatever like that. But these are normal, regular people. Regular, special people. So these are normal, regular, special people, meaning they're out there, but you may not see them on a day-to-day basis. So we finna go ahead and jump into this video. Let's go. Y'all ready?
10. Millie and Christine. Millie and Christine McCoy were conjoined twins born on July 11, 1851, in Columbus County, North Carolina, to slave parents Jacob and Monimia, who belonged to blacksmith Jabez McKay. The McCoy twins attracted attention and scrutiny from the minute they were born. The sisters were joined at the lower spine and shared one pelvis, but each sister had her own 2 limbs and legs. In adulthood, they referred to themselves as Millie Christine, a single person. The twins' owner allegedly sold them for $1,000 to a showman interested in displaying them in freak show circuses. They finally ended up in the possession of another individual, Joseph Pearson Smith, who was thought to be a wealthy trader. The girls were known as Millie and Christine Smith while in Smith's care. Their owner hired them out to other touring shows. During the same year, a showman responsible with displaying the sisters abducted them from Smith and transported them to a private exhibition where they were discreetly presented to scientific groups and inspected by physicians. After nearly 3 years away from their legal owner, the twins were sold to another showman who displayed them in a museum in Philadelphia. They were quickly relocated to England. Millie and Christine were no longer slaves after the Emancipation Proclamation of 1863, but they chose to stay with the Smiths and continue to perform at the circus as a singing pair rather than sideshow attractions. 9. Prince Randian. Prince Randian could roll cigarettes, light them, and even shave his face with just his mouth. He was known as the Snake Man, the Human Torso, and the Human Caterpillar. Whatever he went by, when the curtain rose and the spotlight landed on Prince Randian, there was no doubt that the crowd was taken aback by what they saw. Prince Randian, who was only 3 feet tall, was a startling sight. His arms were nothing more than nubs that stopped at his shoulders, and his legs were nearly non-existent. He looked more like a caterpillar than a man in his one-piece red and white striped costume. P.T. Barnum, his sideshow employer, took advantage of this. Throughout his sideshow career, he wiggled around the stage and performed tricks with only his mouth. Randian died of a heart attack on December 19, 1934, barely hours after giving his final performance after more than 40 years of performing. 8. Jonathan R. Bass, the Ossified Man. Jonathan R. Bass belonged to the Ossified Men sub-branch of displayed peoples. He had rheumatism from boyhood, but he managed to work on the family farm in upstate New York for most of his life until he was 57 years old, when his body froze up completely and cataracts took his eyesight. With most of his family members who had cared for him already deceased, he decided to showcase himself at dime museums and sideshows. People would travel from across the country to see his frozen, emaciated form, which was normally propped up and tied to a board. He weighed only 75 pounds due to his all-liquid diet. He endured 5 years of this, apparently with remarkably good cheer, until he passed away of pneumonia in 1892. 7. Edward Mordrake. Edward Mordrake was a youthful, bright, and attractive English aristocrat who was also a gifted pianist. With all his wonderful blessings, however, came a horrible curse. Mordrake had a terrible second face on the back of his skull, in addition to his lovely normal face. The second face was described as lovely as a dream and hideous as the devil. This odd countenance possessed intelligence of a malignant sort. When Mordrake sobbed, the other face would smile and sneer. Mordrake was plagued by his devil twin, who kept him awake at night, whispering such things as they only speak of in hell. The young aristocrat was eventually driven insane and committed himself at the age of 23, leaving behind a message requesting that the demonic face be removed after his death. The news of the man with two faces quickly traveled across America. The public demanded more information on Mordrake, and even medical specialists approached the story without reservation. The Mordrake account was published in the book Anomalies and Curiosities of Medicine, written by American doctors. Although the doctors were respectable ophthalmologists with excellent practices, they were also rather gullible in this one instance, because as it turned out, Edward Mordrake's account was a hoax. Even the most outlandish stories have a grain of truth in them. The medical disease known as craniofacial duplication can cause an embryo's facial characteristics to be duplicated because of aberrant protein expression. People are still surprised and duped by Edward Mordrake's story today. Even though the man never existed, the story has become an urban legend that will certainly continue to raise eyebrows for years to come. 6. Aloysia Wagner. Aloysia Wagner, better known by her stage name Violetta, went to New York from Germany with her stepbrother and worked as a vocalist in sideshows such as Coney Island's Dreamland and the Ringling Bros in Barnum and Bailey Circus. She moved herself by hopping from place to place on the bottom of her torso and was able to manipulate objects with her mouth enough to comb her own hair, dress herself, thread a needle, and sew. Violetta was married and wore her wedding band around her neck on a gold necklace. Violetta's overwhelming appeal and beauty, as well as the complexities of her quite different manner of presentation, are detailed in a superb review of her show written in 1940. And retired from the industry. The Ringling Bros and Barnum and Bailey Circus freaked out soon after his accident. The show visited town with Jim Tarver as their current touring giant. Earl was significantly taller than Tarver, and sensing an opportunity, Ringling Brothers offered Earl a one-year contract with the circus. Earl had previously stated that he would never participate in a freak show, but he needed a job, so he agreed to sign the contract reluctantly. On his first day, however, he was put at ease when a dwarf performer named Harry Dahl stated that there were more freaks in the crowd than in the sideshow. His Ringling Brothers career began with the 2 feet 2 inches tall Major Mite. He'd be on the road for the next 14 years with the sideshow, often posing alongside extremely short men or average-sized men to further emphasize his height. After retiring, Earl went on to become a traveling salesman for the Roma Wine Company. He died of kidney failure in 1952 at the age of 46. 3. George and Willie Muse. George and Willie Muse, born black and albino, were kidnapped from their sharecropping neighborhood in 1899. George was only 6 years old, and Willie was just 9 years old when they were kidnapped from their home in Roanoke, Virginia, and a freak hunter named James Herman Candy Shelton was about to push them into the circus. George and Willie were ordered to perform in freak shows as the Men from Mars and lots of other degrading nicknames, after being pushed to grow out their hair into dreadlocks and highlight their characteristics. Despite their popularity, the brothers were only given minimal needs in exchange, and they weren't allowed to keep their earnings, even though their white employers profited handsomely from their humiliation. Worse, George and Willie Muse were told their mother was deceased, even though she was still alive, to dissuade them from thinking about their family members or attempting to flee the circus. Meanwhile, their mother, Harriet Muse, worked feverishly to free them. She faced an uphill battle in doing so, especially given the time's very racist culture and the fact that many authorities did not take her complaints about the circus seriously. She miraculously freed them by attending a performance herself in 1927. The brothers, who were in their mid-30s at the time, quickly spotted their mother in the crowd. They were soon reunited and given permission to return home to their families. They eventually signed a new contract with better terms and were able to send money back to their families. In the mid-1950s, the brothers retired and spent their senior years telling stories about their traumatic experiences. George Muse died of heart failure in 1972, and Willie lived until 2001, when he died at the age of 108. 2. Julia Pastrana. Julia Pastrana took the stage at Broadway's Gothic Hall in Manhattan in December 1854. Pastrana, dressed in crimson, captivated the audience by singing and dancing. Children paid 15 cents and adults paid a quarter to view the Baboon Lady. George C.D. Odell, the show's theater chronicler, described Pastrana as a wonderful, semi-human being and a cross between a woman and an orangutan. He saw that she, or it, was intelligent, had a lovely voice, and could speak 3 languages. Julia Pastrana, billed as the missing link between ape and man, was examined by various doctors who issued certificates, which were posted wherever Pastrana went on tour, claiming that she was not a woman at all, but rather a new species of half-human, half-ape hybrid. Pastrana's death did not liberate her from public scrutiny. Her body was displayed all throughout Europe for decades before it was eventually stored in Norway. Pastrana's narrative, on the other hand, was never forgotten. 1. Frank Lentini, the three-legged man. Francesco Lentini was born in Rossellino, Italy, on May 18, 1881, into a family of 12 other children, with a third full-sized leg extending from the right side of his body. He was relocated to the United States at the age of 8, where he later appeared as the Great Lentini in several circus and carnival sideshows, including P.T. Barnum, Ringling Brothers, and Buffalo Bill's Wild West Show. When deformities and disfigurements began to be considered as objects of public attention and enjoyment during English summer fairs, entertainment acts such as the Great Lentini became popular. Despite the unconventionality of his job, Frank Lentini's life is a historic immigrant success tale. Most people go through life fearful of having a traumatic encounter, but freaks were born traumatized, and they've already passed their life test. According to Diane Arbus, they are aristocrats. It's sad to see how these circus promoters profited off these poor disabled people. On the other hand, many of these people were unable to work, and the circus provided them with an excellent salary.
Alright, y'all. That was very interesting. I didn't think it was going to be that way. I thought it was going to be like different, like people that have been in the circus that could do different things. But they are definitely different people. And they didn't have a name for them back in the day. But I see they just normal people that were just born with just extra things. Which one was the most interesting one to you? Like which one, like which one was interesting to you? Which one of these was the most interesting to you? I really want to know down in the comments. I say mine would be if the dude had, like, I understand, like, if you have another head on your shoulder like this, that's cool. But if you got another head, like another face and back of your head, I think that's the most, like, coolest thing I never seen before. So that would be the most interesting one to me. My second one, I say the third leg, literally, like, cause, like, keep, like, you know what I'm saying? I would try to race, dude, like, everything. You feel me? I don't know. I could be a little different, y'all, but I don't know. Which one was which one is interesting to you? I need to know this down at the comments. Seriously, like, which one was very interesting to you? Cause all of them was very interesting, but which one is very interesting to you? I need to know down at the comments right now. Please let me know, because I'm literally lost for words right now. But anyway, if y'all love this video, make sure y'all like it up. Thank you. Make sure y'all comment which one the most interesting. Make sure y'all share to y'all family and friends. And subscribe to the channel. And I'm out. Thank y'all. Love y'all.